What if the entire Christian story of Jesus existing and dying and resurrecting is all one big Roman invention? Or maybe Jesus really did exist and die, but the Romans removed his body from the tomb and then created these fake stories of his resurrection as a way for them to control the threat of the Jewish population by creating a fake religion that would be friendly to Rome. Either way, the Romans are behind it all, and one book which really popularized this idea was Caesar's Messiah by Joseph Atwill. Typically, this theory requires a complete historical overhaul. It's a reboot. There's no other way to make it work. So pretty much anybody with historical training in Rome or Christianity rejects this theory because it's asking too much, as conspiracy theories often do. I might be wrong here, but as far as I'm aware, there are only 2 PhD scholars specializing in the field of early Christianity who seriously challenge the existence of Jesus. That would be Robert Price and Richard Carrier. But even they think that calling Jesus a Roman invention is silly. Here's the thing. Advocates for the Roman conspiracy often mention details in Roman or Christian history that are maybe a bit strange or mysterious, but then they show how their own theory of Romans inventing Christianity solves those problems. This makes their theory sound persuasive. However, what is often left unsaid is how these theories create many new problems of their own, more problems than they even claim to solve. So for instance, Richard Carrier, who is strongly opposed to Christian belief, did a savage article responding to Caesar's Messiah by Joseph Atwill. You can tell he's frustrated from being compared with Atwill, but he makes good points. He says that the Roman powers were not nearly as clever as Atwill's theory requires. It's far too complex, convoluted, and unnecessary. Yes, the theory claims that Romans invented Christianity to control the people, but the complexity of inventing a religion is odd given other ways that Romans could have maintained control over the Jewish people. Carrier points out how it was Christians who got together to recognize the books which belonged to the New Testament, not Rome. Also, the diversity of New Testament books shows that this wasn't an invention of a conspiracy, but it came from many different people at different times and places. Carrier mentions geographical problems, problems with Roman culture. It's a mess. I would add that if Christianity really was a Roman invention intended to play nice with Roman religion, why do we see Romans persecuting Christians? Why do we have all this evidence for the martyrdom of Peter, Paul, and others? Early Christians taught Christ alone, as we still do today, and that did not sit well with Roman religion. Most of this critique from Carrier and myself is not limited to the way Atwill frames his conspiracy in Caesar's Messiah. Any type of Roman conspiracy for Jesus is going to lack good motive. It's going to contradict the Roman way. It's going to demand too much against the obvious facts of history agreed upon by Christians and non-Christians alike. If you are looking for a good scholarly defense of the Roman conspiracy from a quality publisher with careful historical work from a qualified author, you will not find it. There is no such thing. Maybe there's a couple exceptions out there which I'm just ignorant of. That's possible, but personally, I've never seen it. The idea of Romans inventing Christianity has been bounced around some, but now it's laid to rest. Anybody who gets into conspiracies of Romans inventing Christianity are almost certainly getting all of their information from outdated material or from random corners on the internet claiming to have revolutionized Christian history with this groundbreaking discovery. It's silly. They're fooling themselves. I'm not trying to be mean. Many Christians have their own crazy theories against atheism, which are just as absurd. It's embarrassing for me to see this stuff. I just want people to snap out of this and start working with better research for everyone's sake. We owe it to ourselves, especially if we set ourselves up as teachers. If you're curious about other theories where various groups invent parts of Christianity, I have another video, Was Paul an Invention of the Early Church? So check it out, subscribe if this is helpful. It helps me, it grows the channel, more people can see it. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.